Hello, everybody. All right, I want to give you a breakdown on how I mix my vocal. So this song I'm using is Sugar by Omolabake. I'm going to show you the breakdown on how I mix our vocals. So I'm going to play it without the plugins and effects and the rest of it. Let's go.
Love when sweet as sugar. Love when sweet as honey. Love when sweet as water. For inside coconut. I say now I want to, now you I want to. Yeah.
All right. Mind you, you need to know that I've done my balancing, I've done the cleaning of the vocals, and what you are hearing right now is something that has been balanced and then clean up. All right, so the first thing I do is I will add my auto tune to the particular vocal. So I added my auto tune to this vocal. Then the next stage is I'll bring in my real tune. So what I do is after adding my auto tune, I add real tune because it has a way of making the vocal sound real. It has a way of making it sound real. So it works well for me. And I'm not doing too much. I'm not doing too much at all. So the next thing I added was my DSR. So I'll play both of them together so you can hear it.
Love when sweet as sugar. Honey.
Then after my DSR, I'm adding in my EQ. So what I'm doing with this EQ is I'm damaging the vocal. I'm damaging the vocal because there are some frequency there that is very, very harsh. So this is what I did.
Love when sweet as water. For inside coconut.
So if you watch this particular place at around 8.88 dB, I did a cut. Maybe if I was missing it now, I would have done this cutting. I would have just used a dynamic EQ to do it, because this EQ, I found out later that you can also do a dynamic EQ. That's going to be for another class. I took out this. Let me solo why I'm taking out this. If you can listen to it, you hear that harshness of this vocal here is crazy. If I have to leave it on the song, I don't think anybody will stream the song. So I have to take it out. And this particular place as well, I had to take it out because is where you have that whistle sound. You can hear it. It's a whistle sound. So I took that out because I don't need it on the song. Then the next thing I did, I brought in another EQ. So I'm just cutting on this one as well. There's some frequency I can still hear, so I had to use this EQ to tame it off. Then the next thing I brought in was my CLA2A. I like this compressor a lot.
Love when sweet as honey.
I'm not doing too much with it at all.
When sweet as water. For inside coconut.
Then the next thing I did, now I'm doing damage control. I'm doing damage control with this. So since I already took out some frequency that is making a vocal bright and giving it sweetness, I had to add it back in a way that is not going to be too harsh and it's not going to bring back what I took out. So you can hear the difference on the vocals. You can hear the difference. So I did some boosting around 1K plus. I did another boosting around 17K plus and 13K plus. The next thing I brought in was another compressor. Since I already did some boosting and the rest of it, I still need to wash the peak. I don't need anything to start jumping, so I had to compress it to get the balance. Then the next thing I brought in was my chorus. So I like the feel that chorus gives to vocals. It's very nice on your vocal, so just try it if you don't use it. Then I brought in my doubler. So since I didn't double the vocal, so I'm using this as a replacement. Automatically it's giving it that big feel. The vocal is having this big feel. And the next thing I brought in was flag. The truth about this flag is I don't know why I'm using it. I don't know why I'm using it, but I'm using it. I don't know why, because I don't know, it just has a sweetness. I don't know, it has a sweetness. Then the next thing I brought in was my fresh hair. This just give it that crispiness, you know, sweet. But I didn't do too much because of the vocal. So the next thing I added was this X Vox tune. This particular one, I'm not doing too much on it. You can also use it to add hair to your vocal. It has a feel. Automatically, it just lifts the vocal somehow. So can you hear the difference? So the next thing I brought in was my tape. So this is just to give it body, make it feel warm. Yeah. I brought in a DSR. So what this DSR does is now taming out those S's that we took out before. Then it's not taking them out again, but we are not doing so much on it. That is what that is doing to the vocal. Love when sweet sugar. Love when sweet. And hear the difference. Then I brought in another DSR. This one I'm not doing too much, just to take out the harshness of it. Then the next thing I did was I brought in another EQ. I noticed that because of the DSR and everything I used, it has kind of taken out that brightness, you know, on the vocal. So I had to boost it. I didn't do too much, around 0.44 dB boosted and all of that. Then the next thing I do, this is something I do, but it depends on the song. I do this. I normally wet my vocal. Love when sweet honey. So I like to wet my vocal because it kind of helped the reverb to work more effective. Love when sweet water for inside coconut. Now then I'm adding my reverb and my delay. Love when sweet sugar. Love when sweet honey. Love when sweet water for inside coconut. Alright guys, that is how I process my vocal.